ZABoxingNation, where boxing lives, breathes, and breaks down. Tonight in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the aftermath was an absolute statement card. Champions were made, contenders got humbled, and future stars took massive leaps. We had violence, technique, and history all in one night. In Saudi Arabia, under the blazing lights and the roaring crowd, the sweet science unfolded in its purest, rawest form. Not every fighter survived the storm. Not every fight left unscathed. But one thing is certain, boxing is alive again. Then we'll close this with your favorite segment, On This Day in Boxing History. Let's break this all down. We begin with David Benavidez, who is now 31 wins, 0 losses, and 25 big wins coming by way of knockout, putting on one of the most disciplined and brutal performances of his career against Anthony, the Beast from the East, Yarde. And listen, Anthony Yarde came in shape. He came ready, but David Benavidez is a different type of monster. From the moment the opening bell rang, David Benavidez stalked forward with a presence that almost swallowed the ring. His pressure wasn't reckless, it was surgical. David Benavidez uses forward pressure without giving up defensive responsibility. He parried the jab, caught the right hand. He did a tremendous job tonight. His foot feints froze Anthony Yarde repeatedly and forced him to reset over and over again. Anthony Yarde tried to use lateral movement early, circling David Benavidez's right side to avoid the jab, but David Benavidez adjusted instantly. He stepped to Anthony Yarde's outside foot, he doubled down on the jab, and he cut the ring off in semicircles, not straight lines. Once David Benavidez closed the range, that's when the real damage started. David Benavidez threw 4 to 6 punch combinations that were overwhelming. He mixed in body shots that drained Anthony Yarde's legs. He added uppercuts Yarde never seen coming, a shot that broke his rhythm every single time Anthony Yarde tried to counter. And by round 5, you saw it. Anthony Yarde's energy started to fade. His hands started to drop, and his reactions began to slow. David Benavidez didn't rush his work. He stayed patient, kept chopping, and waited for the moment. David Benavidez traps Yarde on the ropes multiple times throughout this fight, and Anthony Yarde did not make the adjustment to pivot out off of the ropes. He just sat there. Anthony Yarde tried to fire back, but he got drowned with 7 punch combinations over and over again, until the referee had absolutely no choice but to stop this fight. In the 7th round, Anthony Yarde met the inevitable. After the fight, David Benavidez announced it officially. David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez on May 5th of next year. He's going to be moving up to cruiserweight to take on another big man. 2 big Mexican warriors, a violent stylistic matchup, and trust me, that's a fight that we all need. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. David Benavidez dominates Anthony Yarde in under 7 rounds. November 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now let's talk about Devin the Dream Haney, because tonight he didn't just win, he sent a message. Devin Haney improves to 33 wins, 0 losses, and 15 big wins coming by way of knockout, with a performance that looked like it came straight out of a boxing textbook. It was control, it was timing, it was distance management, and the fundamentals all perfected. Devin Haney landed different jab variations in this fight, and this is where the fight truly broke open. Stiff jab to the eye socket of Brian Norman Jr., the quick tap jab to blind Brian Norman, the up jab under Brian Norman's guard, and the step-in jab to disrupt the rhythm of Brian Norman Jr. Norman couldn't read which jab was coming or when. Devin the Dream Haney knocked Brian Norman down in round 2. After the fight, Brian Norman Jr. claimed that this was a flash knockdown, but I beg to differ. It was a complete knockdown. and it was flush. Devin Haney makes Brian Norman Jr. reach with his jab. He parried it and fired a short right hand down the middle, and Brian Norman Jr. hits the canvas. After that, Devin the Dream Haney began targeting the right eye, and by round 7, the swelling was severe, and by round 9, Brian Norman's vision was compromised, and by round 12, he was purely surviving Devin the Dream Haney. Devin the Dream Haney's shoulder roll defense, the pivots, and resets were all beautiful. Brian Norman Jr. never pinned him against the ropes, never trapped him, and never forced Devin the Dream Haney into bad positions. This was elite level control from start to finish. Fans wanted a KO, but Devin the Dream Haney did exactly what champions do. He dominated, he didn't get reckless, and he boxed a complete shutout. Let me know what you guys think about that fight in the comments below. Devin the Dream Haney beats Brian Norman Jr. over 12 rounds, pitches a shutout masterclass, and becomes the #1 ranked fighter at 147 pounds from beating the #1 ranked fighter in Brian Norman Jr. Let me know what you guys think about this fight in the comments below. Devin the Dream Haney dominates Brian Norman Jr. November 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Abdullah Mason, ladies and gentlemen, is the future. Tonight, he becomes the new WBO Lightweight Champion at just 20 years old. And what we witnessed was not just a win, it was a prophecy. This was the story of the fight. Noakes would step in. Mason counters instantly. Sam Noakes tries to jab, and Mason slips outside and fires back. Mason's hands were elite level fast. He threw check hooks, pull counters, lead left hands, pivot counters, all with precision. Abdullah Mason didn't chase the knockout. He didn't blow his gas tank. He boxed like a veteran champion, controlled the center of the ring, stayed defensively responsible, didn't give Sam Noakes clean openings in this fight. He forced Sam Noakes to reset over and over again. To his credit, Sam Noakes kept coming. He tried to apply pressure. He tried to change the tempo, but Abdullah Mason was simply too sharp, too clean, and too advanced. Mason closed the show beautifully. High guard, sharp counters, clean footwork, and total discipline. With tonight's performance, Abdullah Mason didn't just win a belt. He announced himself as a serious factor at lightweight. The new WBO champion is here. Let me know what you guys thought about that fight in the comments below. Abdullah Mason dominating Sam Noakes over 12 rounds. November 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Next up, we have Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Another fantastic outing. He defeats Puma with cleaner technique, better timing, and superior footwork. At his core, Bam Rodriguez is one of the most naturally gifted fighters today. Bam was extremely technical in this fight. No wasted movement, beautiful pivots, crisp short combinations, and target switching to the head and body. He never stood directly in front of Puma. He created diagonal angles, forcing Puma to miss and then countering instantaneously. Puma wasn't a pushover. He applied pressure. He even tried to bully Bam Rodriguez, but Bam's adjustments were just too sharp. With this win, Bam Rodriguez moved closer to a unification. His momentum is skyrocketing. Big opponents are now unavoidable. This kid keeps leveling up every single fight. Soon, we'll be putting him up there with the Nalia, the Monster Inoues, and the Terrence Bud Crawfords, being some of the greatest fighters of this generation. Let me know what you guys think about that fight in the comments below. Bam Rodriguez dominates Puma. November 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Caught him right in the tip of the jaw.
Now, for your favorite segment, on this day in boxing history, November 22nd, a moment was born that still echoes through boxing history. Mike Tyson becomes the youngest heavyweight champion ever after destroying Trevor Berbick. And this wasn't just a win, it was a violent takeover. Mike Tyson was only 20 years old. His combinations were pure fury. His defense was slicker than people remember. Berbick tried to clinch, tried to lean, tried to survive, but Mike Tyson walked through every barrier. Mike Tyson landed short left hooks. Berbick tried to stand up. He falls once, stands again, falls again. One punch created 2 knockdowns and an era. It wasn't just a title-winning moment. It was the moment the world realized Mike Tyson was not normal. Don't forget, we also have on this massive card tonight, Abdullah Mason becoming the second youngest world champion in boxing history. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on an update. But this is ZABoxingNation, where champions get analyzed and legends are made. And if you're new here, keep your hands up, and I'll catch you in the next one.